only sport you can play with both your grandma and little sibling at the same time. Pickleball. Most people have older relatives that they struggle to relate with, and finding things to do with them can be extremely difficult. Pickleball is the perfect bridge between generations that involves everyone involved, and I'm able to be active as well. I started playing pickleball 2 summers ago with a few friends of mine, and it has remained a consistent form of enjoyment for me. I've played in many tournaments, and I'm also a part of the Litchfield Pickleball Club and the New London Spicer Pickleball Club. I feel extremely qualified to share what I have learned about pickleball with you just because of my vast experience. I have done my best to dumb down sort of the information that I have found to what helped me understand it when I was learning how to play it. Pickleball may not be viewed as a legitimate sport, but it can do way more than the most popular sports accomplish. First of all, what is pickleball even? It is a racket sport that uses a paddle and a wiffle ball. It is sort of set up like tennis, but mostly everything else is different. Mary Barbario gives us the dimension of the court 20 feet by 44 feet, so it just fits inside of a tennis court. There is a 36-inch net high in the middle that is formed as the net as well. Scoring is one of the more difficult concepts in pickleball, and it took me a while to learn. USA Pickleball explains the exact rules in a great way. First of all, you have to be serving to score. This can sometimes be confusing with other sports, as that is most of the time not the case. And then if you're playing doubles, you will be labeled a 1 or 2, and that is really just the order you serve in. And that can change as you switch after every point. And then serving is always diagonal after you switch every point, so it will always be the opposite side. And the first serve of the game, so the first serve that you play, you start as a 2, so the first side would be, they'd only get 1 serve, and then they'd switch to the other side, where each player would serve 1 time. As for saying the score, USA Pickleball states the proper sequence for calling score is server score, receiver score, and for doubles, server number. To start out, it would be 0-0-2, and then continue with that. Next, equipment. First, you really just need a paddle, a ball, and a court. Paddles can range anywhere between $10 and $100, and anything will work. You do not need anything fancy. You can pretty much use just a cut off piece of plywood and you'll be just fine. As for what you hit with those paddles, there are 2 types of balls, indoor and outdoor. The only difference between them is the outdoor ones, they are more durable and the holes in them are smaller, so there's less flailment in the wind. Another difficult concept that is very different from the rest of it is what the kitchen is. This is just a 7-foot space between the net and the center line. So you basically just can't step in here and hit the ball in the air at the same time. It can bounce and then you can go in, but you want to get out right away, because if you hit it in the air, then you lose the point. Finally, in my survey, I noticed a lot of people confused with dinking. It's kind of a different concept. Basically what it is you just hit the ball barely over the net, back and forth, as it bounces on each side. This can really test your patience and can also get to a really high level if you have some experienced players. Now that the rules and some of the terms are explained, let's see some of the health aspects. Pickleball is a great way to stay in shape. Harvard Health letter states, pickleball is a great full body exercise and an efficient workout. Not only does it get your heart pumping and your blood flowing, working your cardiovascular system, but it can also strengthen your arms, legs, and core in the process. Racket sports are amazing workouts, and no matter how good you are, you can have fun doing it, says Joe DiVencio, physical therapist at Harvard-affiliated Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital. Of course, with any athletic activity, there is a risk for injury. Some of the more common ones in this is given us to by Matthias Forrester, and he says, Pickleball-related injuries consist of strains, sprains, fractures, and tendinitis. Tendinitis is basically just inflamed tendons in your arm, mostly, so it can be in your elbow or your shoulder. Those are the more common spots. However, rest, care, and stretching before can help with all these, and you'll be just fine to play. Pickleball is clearly an amazing workout that includes everything. Mind and social health are included in this, and this brings me to my next point. Pickleball enables a healthy social environment with an unmatched setting. Some use it as an excuse just to simply get out of the house with friends and have a good time, and some can be very intense and competitive. You really just have to find your niche of who you're playing with and then have an agreement on what your goal is. According to Belair, while waiting their turn to play, players will interact and socialize with each other. Friendships are created. Belair shows this great social example of how the setting of pickleball can form relationships between everyone. Some are very serious, some are not, and pickleball is very compatible with all wants and needs of the sport. In my speech, I've explained how pickleball may not be viewed as a legitimate sport, but it can do way more than the most popular sports accomplish. Now that you've listened to my speech, I have not only improved your knowledge of a lifetime sport, but hopefully have inspired you to try it. Thank you.